2. In the last episode, we began the whole of Heroes, and I really should actually get out of the way right now. Okay, this is kind of a weird thing. This is actually a boss we haven't actually fought yet, but we're fighting it now, apparently. Actually a good pattern, so the Pikmin are mostly out of the way, and the cannon beetles are also really far away as well, so I'm just trying to get into a good position here. What you want to do is use a captain and kind of lure it. You don't want to actually fight it immediately. It basically reacts to your captain's movements, so whenever you switch, it kind of stops and sort of. Where'd that one Pikmin go? Okay, I know. Right here. You kind of want to switch back and forth a lot between captains and have one kind of as bait. So position the president there and a little more over here. And once it starts attacking, we are free to attack as well. Again, this goes really fast. That went actually really superbly. This is actually, again, a really good layout because sometimes the cannon beetles are really close to the boss, but they're actually really far away this time, so we can just swoop right in and grab everything. And Pikmin are doing a stupid little loop that will actually put them right in the path of the cannon beetle. So, change of plans. Okay, he missed. So, what I'm gonna do is use the other cannon beetles and just take themselves out. I thought we basically watching where the Pikmin are. There's nothing over here, but I'm just gonna do this anyway. Since he's there. And this guy can take himself out as we've seen before. So nothing really new. The boss is the Raging Blaster, I think. It's the boss of one of the underground areas of the Complexity Pool. So this is kind of a bit of sequence breaking, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's actually, the Whistle Wild is intended to be done last, and this is kind of like a boss refresh of all the main bosses, but when you do it out of order, it kind of messes that up. Thankfully, the worst boss of the game is actually absent here, so no complaints. That was actually a really smooth run. Again, the trend of only one treasure continues. And there are a couple times when I thought I lost Pikmin, but I didn't, so that was really lucky. Probably not gonna get that lucky next time. So, the next floor is one that is, yet again, heavily influenced by the random dungeon layouts. You can either get a really good layout and be able to finish it super quickly, or it could just take forever. And I'm guessing, because I did a practice run already to see how long this area would take, and I'm guessing, based on that it's going to be a long pattern. Sometimes, or it could just be a totally different level than I thought it was. That's another possibility. This is another rest floor, yet again no treasure. There's a Bulbmin if you're low on Pikmin. But we aren't, so it doesn't have the other Bulbmin with it, so pretty sure they're also the traditional like Doodlebug and other types of those little beetles, so we can kind of stock up hopefully. Actually this blue could be in trouble, so just throw him over there. You want kind of a small group in case it is one of the poisonous varieties. I can't actually remember if there are any on this floor, I just want to do a quick scouting run just in case. I know on the last best floor there is one, but I can't remember if there's one here. It'd be nice to get more nectar actually, because we do have a few leaf Pikmin which will make it harder for the next floor. And it's probably over here actually. Okay, there it is, and of course, catching all my Pikmin by surprise, but no matter. Just toss the Pikmin repeatedly, and it should be going back into hiding right now. Spray is actually in a really bad position that's hard to get to, but because it's hard to go up slopes, so it might be... Okay, never mind. It looks like Olimar's just eating the ground, but it still counts. And there's actually two, apparently. I forgot there were two. I thought there might have been one, but some have one, some have two. So I have to keep all the floors straight. So we're back up to 7 now, and now 8, which is good because the next floor sucks. Next 3 floors suck, actually. No, wait. The next 5... No, the next 3 suck, and then there's a break, and then they go back to sucking. Simply put. So this is gonna take a while. That's my bet. This is the floor I was referring to, but I was one off. I forgot there's a rest floor. This is gonna be a time-consuming floor, potentially, because it's the bulb board floor. What we want to do is try to actually move the Pikmin first, so all it has is the president to focus on. Just position the president in the corner right there. Once he's in the corner, we can actually do this. Again, I don't know if they can eat Pikmin through the gate. I don't want to risk it. Guy's actually in a good position. We might be able to ignore him, but with backup strats in mind. Plenty of backup strats. Because this floor can get ugly fast. Especially depending on how the bulb orbs are placed and where you're placed. If you happen to be right next to one, it can be really terrible. So the treasure is inside of this guy. So we're gonna do this just to speed things up. Again, you can just punch them out, but it takes forever, so I'm just gonna cut to the chase. And hopefully carry it back without the Bulbasaur noticing. Or these guys noticing, for that matter. Probably gonna be a lot of switching back and forth here. But yeah, sometimes they can actually be all right next to each other, and you have to fight literally everything on this floor. So this was actually pretty lucky. Still distracted. It should be reaching there right about now. Okay, I was a little off, but close enough. So no Pikmin lost again, but that's probably going to change very, very fast. Actually, I was trying a speedrun method in practice, and I think I'm gonna go for it because otherwise this floor is really long. Simply put, it takes forever. Because you have to be kind of waiting around otherwise. So this is another Bulblax floor. I think this room is pretty set in its design, but spawn points of the Bulblaxes I think are random. Sometimes they can be right next to each other, but they're not. And I think also the positions of which one has the treasure can change. So sometimes the radar is so close that you can't tell which one you actually have to kill, and that's bad. So what we want to do is just move to the front, this, and just between its like ice dock things, if I can move the camera that low, just toss Pikmin, and just keep tossing Pikmin, and sometimes that will kill it immediately, like that. If you don't toss fast enough, it can actually get an attack in, and that can be really ugly. And sometimes there are like other enemies, like those bugs that cause Pikmin to panic, and that's really, really bad if that happens. But again, because of their like that, exactly like that. Okay, no one died. That's good. Yeah, I walked right by that spot, but it didn't happen the first time. That guy's awake now, so... Fortunately... Okay, that's where the second group is. I remember reading there were 2 groups. Again, if it can happen right next to a Bulblax, that's really, really terrible. So the best thing we can do right now is probably just wait, and it's stuck on the block. So... we have to get a little creative here, and... get it to turn around. Maybe. I'd just be faster to take it out at this rate. And that should be far enough that it can actually go back to its spawn point. Yeah, there it goes. Once it goes back on the ground, we can safely carry the treasure back. Actually start now if you want to be risky. Or they could that happen. So as a piece of advice, if you're gonna try to actually sneak it past a Bulblax, you might want to just have 10 white Pikmin so they don't try attacking the enemy. And this just goes as a general rule to only carry as many Pikmin to the treasure as are needed. And on the second attempt, I got a weird dungeon pattern where there's actually one right next to the starting area. I was actually lucky in a way because this guy was all by himself. That was all the treasure, so we can move on. And the next one was actually the worst, and in the practice run was the one I had to reset the most out of the entire dungeon. Because it's really, really difficult to actually get a good, perfect run on this. Because this dampers Bulblax again. It's a theme, basically, of all the Bulblaxes and Bulborbs all in a row. But you have to kind of act quickly here, because you basically have to run to the other side to attack it. So the best thing to do is just, again, do the method of having a captain act as bait, and just try to punch out as many as you can. Pikmin will be fine because they prioritize the captains every time, so you can consistently not have to worry about those Pikmin in the corner. So while they're taking out the gate, it's best to try to limit the amount of Bulborb larvae are able to spawn. Okay, now we can start attacking it, now that the gate's down, and you'll see why. Because, unlike the last battles, there are actually falling boulders, and they only fall, like, right next to its head. But they don't fall where this... they don't fall beyond this wall, so you can use that to basically hide out. So just kind of camp them out there, and then just do this method again. Always 2 rounds of boulders, so it's a fairly consistent fight. I imagine you can get pretty consistent if you're good at the game, but I'm not going to take any chances because, again, it took me forever in practice to do this for Deathless. Yeah, these guys actually do kill Pikmin almost instantly, so you do not want to fight them with Pikmin. At the very least, purple Pikmin don't swarm, just toss. Because yeah, they pretty much instantly devour Pikmin. It's kind of strange that the adult Bulborbs actually take longer to eat Pikmin than the larva. So this should be it. I didn't comment on the last treasure, but I will address it at the end. Okay, probably the next episode. There's a reason why I'm not talking about what these things are. Again, if you've already played Pikmin, you know what I'm talking about, but again, these are like precursors of the next major treasure coming up, so I'm not gonna keep that secret. If you haven't played Pikmin 2 and you're just watching this completely blind, I guess, still doing okay. That kind of concludes, I guess you could say, the trilogy or something of levels, all involving Bulborbs. So now another break. Sub-level 12 is another best floor, but as the pattern has been for all the best floors, there is actually, well, okay, what am I saying? It's not completely peaceful, some have no enemies, this one does have these guys. So yeah, you kind of do want to be on the lookout for them, because one, actually in this case, does have a treasure. Sorry, dude. I've never seen that happen before, actually. I didn't know that could happen, so I learn something new every day, I guess. So just break this open, just see what's inside. Just boring old nectar. Meaning both the treasure and something else are going to be over here, which is actually kind of worrisome. Sky can only be hit once. Trying to figure out where the other one is. Okay, there it is. So, same as before, and again, this next area is terrible, so we want a few of these sprays, just in case. You don't need them, but things can go badly pretty quickly, so just for an emergency situation, it's good to have a few, and by this case I mean 9. So, put all the Pikmin on the block, and just keep carrying. And again, you can restock Pikmin with these if you lost any. If you have Bulbmin, they are actually the best Pikmin types to use. I probably should mention this, because Bulbmin cannot leave the underground. So if you use a Bulbmin and turn it into another color, then you can't actually pick them above ground, so that's kind of the recommended strategy. This next floor is actually kind of screwy, to be honest. I've had really good runs and I've had really bad runs, so I think it'd be a good idea to save that for next time. So next time in Pikmin 2 we'll be seeing what lies ahead.